Hi. Now, for those of you who've actually looked at quite a few of our Shop the Looks, you will recognise this hallway because we've taken the architecture of this particular hall in 3D and we've dressed it in a number of different ways to show the different ways that you can actually style one hallway. But this particular design is not in keeping with the architecture or the age of the property. It's actually far more personal. It's the sort of scheme that you would find somebody who was a little bit artistic, a little bit sort of creative, could create within their home. Now, as an interior designer myself, I think hallways are so important. I always sort of liken them to, you know, if you go to a really lovely restaurant and you're presented with the most beautiful starter, and when you're tucking into it, you're thinking, oh my Lord, if this is the starter, I can't wait to actually enjoy the rest of the meal. Because it's a little like that with your hall. When people arrive at your home, it's the first thing they see. It's that little introduction to your personality and the style that your family have created to live in. So hallways, I think, are always worth the effort. They're also a very hard-wearing area of the home, so they need to be practical and easy to clean and very little maintenance. But by using tiles on the floor, you really get that aspect. It's, you know, it looks fab, but it doesn't require a great deal of maintenance. Let's actually have a little look at what we have used to create this scheme. On the floor, we've used the fantastic Silkwood bronze. It's actually, I'm going to tell you a secret now. Can you see a little joint down there? Well, those are 2 cut samples that we have in the office. I'm really sorry, but we love this tile so much, we've run out of it again. So I didn't even have one full tile to show you. The tile itself is actually slightly larger, and it is very much based on the size of a traditional parquet, timber parquet that you would have in a period property. So you can lay it in a herringbone with a border around the perimeter, which gives you that parquet look. You can just use a herringbone layout, or you can put it as a small brick bond. But I think this particular format works particularly well in herringbone and herringbone with a perimeter border to give that authentic parquet look. I've used this a lot in my personal design work. I've used it in Victorian properties, Georgian properties, and contemporary settings. And each time, I have to say, you really cannot tell it's a tile and not natural timber. The graining, etc., the detailing in them is just so beautiful that I am delighted with the finish when I use this tile in a project. So I use it quite a lot, hence why we've run out again. But in this particular scheme, we've used the Silkwood on the floor to give a very hard-wearing, easy to maintain floor for a family hallway. And then just painted the actual staircase in white, sort of diffusing all the architectural detail. You'll notice in here the architectural detailing is not popping because it's all been painted the one colour. We haven't highlighted the architraving and the doors, etc. It's all just painted out. So it's more about the other aspect. It's about, you know, the plants, it's about the light fitting, it's about the staircase risers. Now the risers have actually been tiled in our Bologna multi, which is here. It's a larger tile that is broken down into 9 individual smaller looking tiles. So when you install it, it actually looks like they're all little 10 by 10s rather than the larger product. But they're so easy to cut, you can cut them to actually fit as a riser. In our showroom, you actually can see them as a riser on the staircase as you come up into our showroom. And they just look glorious. That they're in the grey finish there. But here you've got all of your traditional colours. And it is a sort of a very nostalgic looking pattern, but it sits so comfortably within this very sort of slightly boho, very eclectic scheme. The secret with this particular one is the way it's dressed, as always. You know, the cushions, the amount of plants that are going on in here are what really anchor the style. And in fact, when we were creating this look for the visual, we created a mood board to go with it because we just felt that this was the look we wanted to embrace for this particular hallway, because it is very sort of creative and very current, but not your sort of stereotypical hall scheme. But it's, as I said, a hallway is very much an insight into your family's preferred style and the way you like to dress your home. So always put some effort into the hall, because it is your sort of your design calling card in a way. And make sure that the tiles you're putting in there are easy to maintain, Natural stone flags might look wonderful in a Georgian property, but my lord, when it comes to maintenance, an absolute nightmare. Same with natural timber. It's beautiful, let's be fair. It's, you know, it's the authentic traditional product that you would use. But when you've got a busy family running back and forth, who, you know, are bringing little bits of grit in from outside, the surface of your timber floor is definitely going to wear, whereas with a porcelain, will not touch it. It'll never affect the surface of the tile. And life's a little bit too short for resanding your hallway floor every couple of years, let's be honest. I'm sure we can think of far more exciting things we could be doing. So I hope that this has given you a few ideas, but when it comes to your hall, don't forget, our design team is here. And if you want us to actually jump onto a video call with you, you can show us around your hallway. Also show us any other rooms that you may have already designed that you think this reflects what I want to live in, and then we'll help pull together the scheme that you need to actually reflect your personality, that will wear really well and cope with a busy family environment.